Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zeno, and in yesterday's 2.5 special program live stream that Wua does, where they go over all of the new content coming to Wuthering Waves in 2.5, which launches in only a few days from now, which a lot of people are really excited for, and of course I'm really excited for to see what happens. We've got new story, new quality of life, new events, new map to explore, new bosses, and just a whole bunch more stuff, right? But there is one thing in regards to echo sets that I really wanted to talk about, because I think this genuinely has applications to change how we farm echo sets and the things that we can do in regards to building characters completely forever in the future if they keep this up as a sentiment. Now, this is not going to be going over the quality of life in terms of like echo farming, because they did have something to do with a quality of life where you can start making echo plans. No. I'm talking about the fact that Frolova has a brand new echo set, which is fairly par for course at this point in the 2.0. We've had, you know, in nearly every update, we have like echo sets dating back to here. Right, this Frosty Resolve was for Carlotta, and then the Spectrum was for Phoebe and Zani. Midnight Veil could be for maybe either it's Rochea or Cantarella. This one here was more of just like for coordinated attackers, so you could maybe chuck it on your Zhezhe or put it on some of the other characters. This one was supposed to be for Brands. Then you've got ones for Chikona, ones for Cardathea and Aero Rover if you want them to do damage. You got ones for Looper. So we've had a lot of new echo sets and they're getting a lot more powerful. But however, stick with me here. Let's pop open to the other tab. Now it's on the other screen for me, so forgive me if I'm looking over here. Frolova has the very first 3-piece set. Now, I say Frolova because this is obviously extremely tailored towards Frolova, right? 3-piece set, holding 0 resonance energy, increases your crit rate by 20% and grants a 35% echo skill damage bonus. Now, it doesn't actually say for how long, like how many seconds those things last, or if it's just a flat thing. Now, I think it might be just a flat, you get 20% crit rate and 35% echo skill, because there is no activation costs. A lot of the other activation costs and some of the other sets that I'm looking here now is like, do this thing and then you get a buff for said amount of time. This is just, if you have no resonance energy, here's crit rate, here's a damage buff. That alone is already stupidly strong for characters that can take advantage of this set, which is pretty much going to be Frolova only, because unless I'm mistaken, there is no other character, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, there is no other character in Wuthering Waves that has 0 resonance energy, and you can only activate their liberation in different ways. Now, we've seen stuff like this in other games, and I'm going to use Heya games for an example because they're ones I play, and a lot of the audience can make the connection. A character like in Honkai Star Rail, like Fei Xiao and Acheron, they don't have normal energy. It gets built up through different stacks and their different mechanics, right? Mavwika in Genshin Impact, she doesn't have normal energy to trigger her burst. It gets filled up by other things that the party can do and stuff like that, right? Whatever it is that Natlan's stupid fuel thing is. Other games have stuff like this, okay? So, but the thing is, it's not the fact that it's a super ridiculously powerful, just like potentially flat. This is like 20% crit rate, 35% skill damage, or 35% echo skill damage, right? It's the fact that, as you can probably tell where I'm going with it, it's a 3-piece. This is huge, and I don't know if people realize how big of a thing and a big of a deal this is, because with a 3-piece, you get to now pick any other 2-piece that can go along with it, and let's obviously stick with Frolova being the resonator that is going to be using this set, which if you're going for it, you're going to be farming for this set because that's stupid strong. But you can now chuck on a 2-piece for Havoc damage, Havoc Eclipse, a 2-piece for Midnight Dale, it's another Havoc damage set. If you're looking for energy regen, maybe she has some energy regen costs, you can chuck on the 10% for Heya, you can chuck on the 10% for Tide Breaking Courage. You know, down the line when we get more characters that might take advantage of it, there's the Frosty Resolve, that the 2-piece is a skill damage buff. There might be a character that has another 3-piece down the line that you can put on a 2-piece skill damage buff, or a Spectro damage, Havoc damage, energy regen. The point is, a lot of other games do this. Genshin Impact has a 4-piece set, but they have 5 slots. that allows you, which I think is actually quite decent, it allows you to have any of those 5 slots. You just need 4. And then that 5th slot can be the most powerful artifact or whatever it is on any of those 5 slots. So let's say you have a really amazing crit damage piece, and then you can use that from any other set, right? And you can still get the maximum bonus. Honkai Star Rail is probably the worst example. I don't like it. It's got 6 slots, and there's a 4-piece set, and then a 2-piece set at the end, which can't be interchanged, which is the worst to farm for. Zenless Zone Zero, I think, is probably my favorite, where it's like you've got 6 slots, but they become in 4 cost slots and 4-piece sets, sorry, and 2 pieces. So you can run 2-piece, 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 or you can run a 4-piece and a 2-piece, which is what everyone does anyway, right? I hope that Wuthering Waves goes in this direction. Now, obviously, I was thinking about it, right? You can't go back and change all of these old sets that are running on 5 pieces. It would just piss off the entire community, right? Everyone's time, effort, potential money spent if you're doing refreshes, hundreds and potential hundreds or even thousands of hours of freaking echo farming, running around maps, doing bosses. It would be fucking chaos, all right? You can't do it. I do not expect them to do it. I don't know how they would do it. I hope they don't do it. But better late than never, right? We're only a year plus into this game, and only for me, like 6 months into this game. It would be really awesome to have more 3-piece sets, because now you get to mix and match a 3-piece set with any other 2-piece when you have the best pieces available. I think this is huge. I don't know how other people feel about this. As someone that plays the Heya games and obviously using them as just like an example's sake, this is massive. Like, if they keep this up down the line, obviously I'd like to hope one day there'll be another 3-piece set. There'll be another character that can use Frolova's 3-piece set, which is holding 0 resonance energy, gives 20% crit rate. I mean, like, just let's take a look, right, at the power creep in echo sets, right? Because it's kind of nuts, actually. Let's take a look at Eternal Radiance, because that's got like, if it's got an activation cost. If you inflict Spectro Frazzle, we will give you 20% crit rate for 15 seconds. And if you attack enemies inflicted with 10 stacks of Spectral Frazzle, we'll give you an extra 15% damage bonus on top of the 2-piece, so you get 25% damage bonus. So you've got an activation cost, and you've got 2 different timers in the 5-piece. At maximum, you get 25% Spectro damage bonus and 20% crit rate. Frolova just has, you've got no energy, here's 20% crit rate on a 3 cost. And 35% echo skill damage. Now, it's not like Spectro skill or Havoc skill damage, or Havoc damage. That'd be fucking broken. This already is stupid powerful, but it's obviously very niche for just Frolova, and who knows else in the future, right? But the point is, the echo sets are getting really strong. Some of the things are getting easier to do. Like this one here, which is what you use on Looper. It's just cast your Liberation, and everyone on the team gets a damage bonus. And the caster gets another damage bonus for 35 seconds, which means by the time you do a full cycle, you'll get the 20% liberation damage. That's very easy. You don't need to do anything, right? Cardathea and Aero Rover's damage set, a little bit more specific, right? Hitting a target with Aero Erosion increases crit by 10 and grants a 30% arrow damage lasting for 10 seconds. It's not too hard to do on a character like a Cardathea, but it still has an activation cost and then a low uptime if you do not fulfill that. I'm just really excited because if they do this for more sets in the future, more characters in the future, this opens up so many more possibilities to make it easier to farm echoes, to make it easier to just build the team, some of the stats you might need. Because, like, don't get me wrong, for example, let's take Frolova. She's got her 3-piece set is like crit rate and echo skill damage, because her whole kit's about echo skill damage, right? Most likely, she's going to be rocking a 10% Havoc damage as the 2-piece, right? Whether it's from Midnight Veil, whether it's from Havoc Eclipse, it's probably going to be the 2-piece, right? But let's just say you have a really cracked 3-piece set, and you're like, I need some energy, but none of the pieces have energy regen. Maybe Frolova needs energy regen. I don't know, right? I don't know how much she needs or what she'll need exactly. But let's say she does. Well, okay, let's just slap in a 2-piece Imperion Anthem or a 2-piece tie-breaking courage that you might have just laying around. Give you an extra 10% energy regen. That could make all the difference in doing a full proper rotation and cycle and making it really smooth to play. This is huge. And imagine if you could do this for every character in your team in the future, where you have all 3 characters in your team have triple 3-pieces, and you could all throw them on energy regen, so they got extra energy regen. So no matter what happens in your rotation, whether there's too much dodging, maybe you get hit too much, maybe you have to heal, maybe you scuff the rotation, you do something wrong, you've got extra energy regen to back it up. And obviously there's other things like which is the Frosty Resolve, which is like a little bit more niche, where it's resonance skill damage. So it's like, well, instead of doing elemental, maybe there'll be another character in the future that does skill damage instead of just Carlotta, or one of the characters anyway. So anyway, I'm rambling, but I think this is huge because this sets the precedent that they're going to now start experimenting with not just 5-piece sets, which I think is better for the game. I think it makes characters easy to build. It gives you more flexibility, because now it's like, oh, I want to do an extra 10% havoc damage. Cool. Maybe I need energy regen, chuck on the energy regen. Oh, maybe I do skill damage, chuck on the skill damage, right? And obviously, and maybe I just need more attack percent to hit maybe a certain threshold for maybe a certain buff in my kit or something, or weapon. I don't know, right? Chuck on the attack percent, right? Healing bonus is a 10% healing bonus one. That could be really good for healers. Like, imagine if Shorekeeper could run a 3-piece rejuvenating glow, and then she could chuck on the 10% healing. Maybe you don't need the healing, chuck on energy regen, because she needs energy regen part of her kit. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I thought I'd just make a quick video on it and discuss it. I think it's super interesting. I think it's healthy for the game. I'm really looking forward. I hope they continue to do this. I hope they continue to make more 3-piece sets. Hopefully not quite as broken and niche as that, because that's crazy. Like, that's very, I'm pointing over there because it's on my screen, but in reality for you guys, it's here. But like, that's really strong echo set. I know it's niche, but anyway, I'll leave the video there. What do you think about Frolova's new echo set? The idea and the implications of the fact that this could change basically everything in the future for future characters. Again, like I said at the start of the video, you might not be able to do this with any of the past characters, because all of these echo sets are really been set in stone for over a year plus at this point for a lot of characters. But maybe in the future there'll be another echo set that you could actually re-swap on a current character and then start mucking around with 2-piece sets as well. I'm excited, man. I think it's fantastic, personally. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll leave the video there. So remember, you can follow me over on Twitter at TXP_gaming to keep up to date with everything in between videos. Become a member of the channel to support me directly. Join the Discord to chat to the community. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. So thank you so much for watching and or listening. And as always, my name is Zeno. And you guys take care now.